everyone. Welcome to Spell It Out Wednesday, a day late. We had some crazy technical difficulties yesterday with internet and microphones, and then the weather was crazy and rainy and windy and terrible, and that was definitely not the setting I wanted for a grilling episode. I did not want to be in the kitchen doing it because it's summertime and we should be outside and enjoying the weather. So my name is Kristen and I am a director with Pampered Chef. I'm also a family health coach, and I absolutely love what I do. I teach people about cooking. I teach people the best way to get their dinner on the table for their families and just really cherish those family mealtime moments. I do that not only through menu planning and, like I said, the family health coaching, but I also do it because I really highly believe in Pampered Chef products and definitely making sure that your meals can be done with some really, really awesome tools. So we're gonna go over 10 grilling tips today. And like I said, we're outside because it's beautiful outside. And it's a little bit windy, but I'm hoping that the microphone cuts down on it from the ear pods. So we're gonna go ahead and get started, but I have my trusty grill here. And the wind just blew you guys over. Oh my goodness. Couple of trusty grilling tools that we use all the time, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. So tip number one, always preheat your grill. Okay, so when you preheat your grill, it definitely helps with the flavor and gives you the best results. A hot grill will sear the food on contact, and it will then allow for that really great grill flavor. Okay, now when you fire up your grill, you're gonna preheat it for about 10 or 15 minutes if you have a gas grill. If you have a charcoal grill, it'll be about 30 minutes, okay? So let's talk real quick about how to preheat your grill. If you have a gas grill, you're gonna open the cover, you're going to turn on the gas on high, and then you're gonna ignite it, okay? Really simple. Close the grill, leave it on high, let it preheat. If it doesn't preheat the first time, leave the grill open for a couple minutes and let it oxygenate. And then also make sure that your tank is open, make sure you actually have gas, things like that, all the little things that get annoying in the summer sometimes. Now, if your food requires an indirect cooking, there are some recipes that require indirect cooking, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna turn off one of the burners. So if you have a 3-burner grill, you're gonna turn off the middle one, whether that runs side to side or front to back, to create kind of more of an oven effect. If you have a 2-burner grill, you're gonna turn off one of the sides, okay? Now, if you have a charcoal grill, which I grew up on charcoal grills, I don't currently use charcoal grill, I'm just not that patient. The flavor is great and everything, but I just don't have time for that. I'm sure a lot of you don't either. But back then, that's what we could afford, is charcoal grill. So I remember the little briquettes and taking about 30 minutes not only to preheat the grill, but then also to actually cook the food. So you're gonna set it up for direct cooking. You can either use a briquette chimney, which looks like a chimney stack, and you're gonna stack your briquettes in there and light it, and it'll preheat that way. Or you can look like what my dad did when I was growing up, is he built a pyramid out of the briquettes and lit them and let those preheat then. I would definitely recommend not using a lighter fluid because your food will taste like lighter fluid. Definitely try to use like a newspaper, paper towel, something that catches fire, and then you're able to light your briquettes from there, okay? If you want to do indirect heat on a charcoal grill, what you're going to do is you're going to make a hole in the center and put a drip pan there and put all your briquettes around the outside, and then that will create that oven effect for you. Okay, so preheating your grill is tip number 1. Tip number 2 is clean your grill while you're preheating and after you're done cooking. I highly recommend a wooden grill scraper over a metal bristle brush one, because you don't want the metal bristles on your grates and you don't want them in your food. So a wooden grill scraper is great. The biggest thing about this is just making sure you bring it inside. We did ruin one by leaving it outside, and it gets mildewy, and it doesn't work as effectively. So we leave it inside. I have a hook right inside the door, and we hang it up there. And anytime we grill, because even though we're in the Chicagoland area, we grill year round. We always look for an excuse to make sure that we can move the mess outside. So clean your grill, like I said, before you start cooking and after you cook, okay? You can also oil your grill if you're cooking something particularly lean. You can oil your grill, but do not spray your cooking spray right on the grill grates. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to soak a paper towel, not soak, but put oil on a paper towel, use your tongs, and then you can rub the paper towel, or if you want to sacrifice a kitchen towel to do that as well, your oiling towel, then you can also do that as well. So that's tip number 3. Tip number 4 is keep it sanitary. If you are going to be transferring food back and forth, so you have raw protein you bring out, make sure you bring that plate back in right away. Don't let it sit out in the hot sun. Bring it back in right away and either wash it or get a new one to put your cooked food on. So keep it sanitary. Also, there's another great way that you can keep your flavors concentrated or not having to worry about oiling, or if you have some delicate food and you're worried about it falling through the grates. We have this really awesome product called the Grill Mat, and this comes in a set of 2, and it comes with the wire rack as well. It reminds me of the old pizza stones, when our old pizza stones came on the wire rack as well. This guy is dishwasher safe, so super easy to clean and use. What I love about it most is it still gives you all of the grill marks that you want on your food. So you can make some really delicate food here, or small pieces of food right on your grill mat on your grill, and you won't have to worry about it falling through the grates or getting stuck to your grill, or mucking up your grill if you have something particularly like barbecue saucy or something like that. Okay, so our grilling mat is wonderful for those kinds of things. The other thing that I see a lot of people do is don't fuss with your grill. Don't keep opening and closing it. Leave it alone. Okay, that is probably the biggest reason you have inconsistent cooking in a grill, is you're really going to open your grill only maybe 3 or 4 times the whole cooking process. Twice to be the best, to really just flip it and then open it to actually remove the food. You remember, it's not just the fire underneath it, it's creating an oven. So every time you open it, you're losing all of that heat, and your cooking process almost has to start over again. So leave it alone, keep a lid on it, set a timer. My husband's really good at that. He, while I'm doing stuff inside, he sets a timer and sits out here and just looks at the clouds go by and just kind of keeps an eye on the food. The other thing you can do too is invest, which is tip number 7, invest in a really great meat thermometer. This is our instant read food thermometer. I love it for inside and outside, and this has really transformed the way I cook, especially pork, because I was always overcooking pork. I was always unsure of when it was done. This guy reads within 5 seconds, and I really love it too, because right here it tells you the degrees of what you need to be cooking at. It also has an oven probe, so I use it in the house. But when you poke your meat, make sure you're always poking it in the same spot so you don't poke a bunch of holes in it and let all the juices run out. But an instant read food thermometer is wonderful. So if you're opening it for that, second time to about to take something off, check your meat temperature and then close it back up if you have to, if you need another couple minutes. Okay, so set a timer and use your meat thermometer. Watch for flare-ups, especially if you're doing something particularly fatty, like sausages or skin-on chicken, fatty burgers, things like that. Just be careful of that. If you do get a flare-up, simply remove your food to a different location of the grill. Or what you can do too is use a cooking mat if you have something particularly fatty. Or if it gets really bad and it's a fire that is truly on fire and it's not just a flare-up, you'll remove the food off the grill and you'll put baking soda. Don't spray it with water. That just adding water to a grease fire is no good. You're going to add baking soda to it, close the lid, and let the baking soda put the fire out. It's kind of like a makeshift fire extinguisher. So just quick with that. Also, on grilling, depending on your grill, I know our grill has hot spots. There's specific points. Actually, there's going to be a train that goes by in my backyard, so I'm going to pause for a second while that goes by. It's not normally a big deal, but when you're doing a live video outside, you hear the train. So if you have hot spots on your grill, just go ahead and make sure you notice that. I know for sure we have a hot spot like on our right back corner, and so I tend to move food when I rotate it, not only flip it, but then I rotate food to that hot spot so it cooks more evenly. And then the last tip I have for grilling today is let your meat rest. So once you take your meat off the grill, let it rest for, if you can, at least 5 minutes, if not 10 or 15. Let those juices kind of redistribute evenly within your meat, because then when you cut into it, it's all going to stay in your meat and it's not just going to spill out all over, and you're going to end up with dried out tough meat. So you want to redistribute that with letting that rest, including things even like burgers. Just give them a few minutes. They just went through a high cooking temperature process. Okay. the last tip I'm going to leave you with, which is kind of its just own little kitchen hack. A lot of times we look at recipes on the grill for, you know, direct or indirect cooking, which I explained earlier. But also you're going to look at like cooking temperatures. So what does it mean when they say cook on high heat? Like, what's the temperature? Like, I know my grill has a temperature gauge. So like, what am I looking for? Like, what do I want it at? So I'm going to leave you with cooking temperatures for your grill. So if they say to cook it on high, that means you want it between like 450 and 550 degrees. So almost like a broil in your oven. Medium high is going to be 400 to 450. Medium is 350 to 400, which is what we do most of our oven cooking on. Medium low is 300 to 350, and then that low heat is 250 to 300. Okay, so those are going to be the temperatures you're going to be looking for as you're cooking outside. Oh, I see you guys. My phone dropped on the other side of the deck. Ah, I got to come get you guys. Darn wind. It was through a spot I couldn't reach. I hope you can hear me at least. There we are. Oh my goodness, 2 times during the video today. I'm trying to be all fun and professional and be outside, and that wind just whips around that corner. So those are my top 10 grilling tips for you guys, and some of the products that go along with those grilling tips. So I hope you guys have a great Thursday. Sorry for this being a day late. Mother Nature still didn't want me to do this video apparently because it got wind whipped 2 times during it. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your week and you take some of these grilling tips and grill up something fun this weekend. All right, guys, bye.